explain about our report interaction. So, when we talk about Malaysia economy, the manufacturing sector is definitely one of the key players, especially our SME. They create jobs, support production, and contribute a lot to our Malaysia GDP. But the reality is, many manufacturing SME are struggling right now. One big problem is delayed refund. Imagine waiting months for money that already belong to your business, but SME with limited cash flow that can seriously disrupt daily operation and future plan. On top of that, operating costs like raw material, wages, and utility keep going up. And because SME don't have much pricing power, they can always pass those costs onto customer. So if you really want SME to survive and stay competitive, improving tax refund efficiency and managing rising costs must be a priority.
Okay, when there is an issue, definitely there will be a causes and effect. So what are the causes and effect? Okay, the first causes is administrative inefficiency. Tax refund processing involves multiple departments and procedure which can slow down approval, and limited manpower and outdated system create backlogs, especially when many refund claims are submitted at the same time. The second causes is likely verification processes. Tax authorities must conduct detailed verification and audit to ensure compliance with tax regulation. Each refund application requires cross-checking of financial record, which is time-consuming. So, for the effect, the first effect is reduced productivity. Delay refund reduce SME cash flow needed for daily operation. SME may delay purchasing raw material or upgrading equipment. And the second effect is slower economic growth. Lower productivity leads to reduced manufacturing output. SME contribute significantly to GDP, gross domestic product, and employment. So their financial stress affect the wider economy. Okay, when there is an issue, definitely there will be a causes and effect. So what are the causes and effect? Okay, the first causes is administrative inefficiency. Tax refund processing involves multiple departments and procedure which can slow down approval, and limited manpower and outdated system create backlogs, especially when many refund claims are submitted at the same time. The second causes is likely verification processes. Tax authorities must conduct detailed verification and audit to ensure compliance with tax regulation. Each refund application requires cross-checking of financial record, which is time-consuming. So, for the effect, the first effect is reduced productivity. Delay refund reduce SME cash flow needed for daily operation. SME may delay purchasing raw material or upgrading equipment. And the second effect is slower economic growth. Lower productivity leads to reduced manufacturing output. SME contribute significantly to GDP, gross domestic product, and employment. So their financial stress affect the wider economy.
So, how can we actually solve the issue of delayed tax refund? First, the government need to improve the efficiency and digitalization of the tax refund system like MyTax and e-filing. By strengthening digital infrastructure and using more automation, verification can be done faster with fewer manual check and error. If data is better integrated across agencies, it can also reduce duplication and backlog. All of this means refund can be processed quicker, which is really help SME cash flow. Next, There should be a clear refund timeline and more transparency. For example, refund should be guaranteed within 30 to 60 days after submission. This has been highlighted in the Star, where Member of Parliament point out that refunds are taking longer than promised. A refund tracking system will also allow SME to check their status and plan their finances better. Lastly, the government can offer temporary support when delay happen, such as advance refund or compensation. In fact, under the Income Tax Act, the government already paid compensation for late refund. This measure can help SMEs stay afloat while waiting for their money.
In issue 2, SMEs in Malaysia are facing rising operating costs that include raw materials, labor, utilities, and rental expenses. At the same time, many SMEs have weak pricing power and struggle to raise price to cover higher costs. This combination has resulted in their profit margin shrinking and making it harder to maintain stable cash flow or invest in growth and innovation. As a result, many businesses are struggling to manage their daily operation, staff training, and some are facing higher financial risk and even bankruptcy. On a bigger scale, this could also affect the Malaysian economy. Slower SMEs growth could lead to lower productivity in the manufacturing sector, reducing employment opportunities and weakening the overall competitiveness of local industries.
Alright, so based on the issues that were given to Isaac, there's three solutions. So the first solution is by improve access to affordable financing. First, by improving access to affordable financing is very important for SMEs. Many SMEs are facing cash flow problems like costs, like raw materials, utilities, and labor are increasing. Without affordable financing, SMEs are forced to take the high interest loan, which worsen their financial situation and increase their debt rates. For your information, Datuk William Ng, the President of Samantha, urged the government to provide low-interest loan, credit guarantees, and unsecured financing facilities. This financial support helps SMEs stay afloat, manage cash flow better, and avoid long-term debt problems. And now we're moving to the second solution, which is e-invoicing extension for SMEs. The government respond to SME concern by easing e-invoicing requirement. Many SMEs are not fully ready to compulsory e-invoicing due to the high digital transaction costs and lack of technical capability. This creates additional financial and operational pressure. Therefore, Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim announced a 1-year extension without penalties for businesses with annual sales between 1 million and 5 million. This extension allows SMEs more time to prepare, upgrade system gradually, and reduce sudden financial burden. And the last solution is strengthen local supply chain. SMEs are also affected by input costs and unstable global supply chain. To address this, strengthening local procurement and supply chain policies is crucial. Lim Guang Eng proposed that foreign investor and construction firm sources at least 50% of supplies from local Malaysian suppliers. This policy ensures stable demand for local SMEs, reduce reliance on import, and help build a stronger and more sustainable local business ecosystem. So this is a solution for issues 2, which is the proof of the solution. So you can see that the solution is still ongoing.
In conclusion, rising operating costs and shrinking profit margin will slow down the growth of SMEs and weaken their financial. Despite contributing to 97% of total businesses in Malaysia, SMEs are still under-recognized in economic policies and planning. This highlights the need for inclusive and comprehensive support to ensure that SMEs can survive, compete, and build the foundation of strong companies in the future.
So, how do the current issues in this sector contribute to the development of new knowledge and practice?
Well, basically, the current issues in manufacturing SME sector, like delayed tax refund and rising operating costs, have forced businesses to learn and adapt. For example, when tax refunds are delayed, SMEs realize they cannot fully depend on the government timing. So they start learning better cash flow management, planning their finance more carefully, and using digital tax system like e-filing for efficiently. At the same time, rising operation costs push SMEs to think differently about how they run their business. Many start focusing on cost control, finding cheaper or local supply, and reducing wastage. Some also become more aware of government support, financing option, and policy change. For the government side, these problems highlight weaknesses in this system. This lead to improvements such as clear refund timeline, better digital system, and compensation for delays. So overall, this challenge create new knowledge and better practice for both SMEs and policymakers.
Okay, for the second question, why is it important for the future growth of the sector in Malaysia? This is because SME are improving cash flow forecasting, strengthening financial risk management, and treating tax refund as uncertainty asset rather than guarantee fund. The issue has also highlighted the need for more efficient tax administration, encouraging discussion on digital tax system, e-invoicing, automated refund processing, and clearer refund timeline. This experience provides valuable insight for policymakers, businesses, and research on managing liquidity risk and improving institutional efficiency. This learning process is important for the future growth of Malaysia manufacturing sector because financially resilient SME are better able to invest in productivity, technology adoption, and market expansion. More efficient and transparent tax refund system can enhance business confidence, reduce unnecessary financing costs, and support innovation. In the long term, applying these lessons strengthen SME sustainability, improve policy effectiveness, and contribute to stable and sustained growth in Malaysia manufacturing industry. Thank you.